Here we go. Who the hell are you, man?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
We are the knights!
Hold on to your butt.
And now for something completely different.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Knights of Nerd 2 podcast. We're a podcast for all things nerd. My name is Chris. I'm here with...
My snozberries, my Oompa Loompas, my chocolate factory. It's Sam.
I'm the vice president of the Archimedes fan club, John.
What do you get when you guzzle down sweets, eating as much as an elephant eats? It's Sean.
So, if you
We've
haven't
been meaning
picked
to
up...
talk to you about that, Sean. You're not looking good.
I know. It's
The,
delicious, though.
well, amongst other things of the candy variety, from the Wonka company, guys, we have a Wonka trailer.
Finally.
Yeah,
That thing is happening. And
get wonked.
we have another trailer we'll be discussing is the Napoleon trailer that came out.
Yep.
I've been informed that it's Apple and Sony.
Yes.
So we'll see the window of when that hits theaters and stuff and goes straight to streaming or goes to streaming afterwards. But what do we got? We're going to do Asteroid City. Half of us saw it, and it's time to tick the box. So we're going to get that done. But the main event here, guys, Indiana Jones: Dial of Destiny came out. We have all seen it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
All have seen it, so we will talk about that. But and I think that was it, right? 4 things. Let's start off.
Jump right into
What are we
Napoleon.
doing?
Napoleon.
The mini-me? Yeah, Napoleon.
Mini-me. Yes.
Yeah, the...
Which one?
Well, my dog. The dog.
What?
Napoleon Complex.
Okay.
Oh,
okay. All right.
Okay.
Anyway, let's start off with Napoleon. The Big Bang seems to be sort of the big-budget blockbuster movie that's going to come out.
Budget, blockbuster, Oscar baity movie.
Yeah,
Oscar
it's kind of the
so-
big budget prestige.
Yeah, the movie is I'm assuming it's a biopic about Napoleon
so.
since it's named after that.
Yeah.
But it's
Seems
going to
that.
follow him, starring Joaquin Phoenix.
No, it's about the pig from
The Animal Farm.
Who else is in there? Vanessa Kirby, I think, is in there.
Yep.
And
And I'm going to be honest, I don't know who else off the top of my head.
valid. But
yeah.
so this thing's coming out on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
It's
Going to have a theatrical run. I think we'll end up on Apple at some point.
Curious
Apple
on the
TV
window.
Plus.
Here's on the
Yeah, I think
window.
they're doing, at least a month. Like, it's not like the Netflix, 4 theaters for a weekend.
Yeah.
It was in the theaters.
To be clear, it said exclusively in theaters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming it's going to be for a little
Yeah,
while.
it's usually
it's not gonna be
like
dual.
4 to 6 weeks.
but it's not
is
going to be
usually-
dual release because Apple doesn't usually do kind of these
No.
big movies. So
No, that's, post-pandemic playbook, nobody really does that other than even Netflix when they release them in theaters now. It's in theaters for a couple weeks, limited, and
Yeah,
then
it
it's
gets
on
some
Netflix.
exclusivity out
Yeah.
of it.
yeah. So how we feeling, Napoleon?
Well, so directed by Ridley Scott.
Can I say something? Did not
yes.
see that the first time I watched it.
Okay.
That's what made me jump on it. Now I'm sold on this.
Now you're
Oh.
sold.
Now I'm
Okay.
sold.
All right.
Now I'm sold.
All right.
Because of Ridley Scott.
Okay.
Just his competence.
His
and
track record recently, spotless.
Sure.
He has not had a good track record recently.
But I mean, he like everything else.
Eh.
Just look at everything else that he's done.
That's fine. But
He's done a lot.
he has done a lot, but I would say his track record recently is not his best work at all.
What was his most recent one?
His
it
most
the
recent
last-
Last
successful
one was House
Martian.
of Gucci.
Yeah, House of Gucci, which
what
got
was the
panned.
Green? Well, the Green Knight wasn't him, right?
Before that was
Or not the Green Knight.
The Last Duel
The
was
Last
him,
Duel.
which was
yeah,
panned.
which is
which was, and then before that, I think it was All the Money in the World.
okay.
The,
Oh yeah.
What the hell's the name?
Christopher
The Getty
Plummer.
kidnapping one. Yeah.
Oh, they had to recast the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I get you.
Look,
I
I mean, Ridley Scott for me is is high floor, occasionally high ceiling, but He's like a pretty solid 3.5.
He did The Martian, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
probably his best
So-
work recently.
That's that's one of my favorite movies of the decade. So
Yeah, and it's been almost a decade. Feels like.
and I've rewatched it like 100
when
times.
was when The Martian come out? Wasn't that like 2017?
I feel like that was
Was it?
2016 or 2015.
Yeah, it's
it that
been
long
just
ago?
about 10, no,
2015.
8 years.
2015.
Boom.
Wow.
Yeah, so the other one was after that.
Yeah, so we'll just say for the past 10 years, he doesn't really have the best track record
No,
for a director.
I'm sold.
I mean, in fairness, making a good movie is kind of hard, but
Yeah, but when you're
Especially now.
He makes a
Nowadays.
lot of movies though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I
he
think
does.
you kind of got to put that like he's put out way more than like other sort of you know people in that time, like other really acclaimed filmmakers. But yeah, I mean, look, man, like we know what we're getting with Ridley, Alien Covenant.
Yep.
I still like that.
Really, you like that one?
Yeah,
Prometheus is so much better, and it's.
In every possible way, I don't agree with you, but
I mean,
we have gone over this numerous times.
that's
before.
fine. We all have our guilty pleasures for bad movies.
You also really didn't like Blade Runner 2049.
I didn't like that. No,
which
You
wasn't
didn't like it?
Ridley. But
no.
Oh,
yeah, that
man.
wasn't Ridley Scott.
No, he didn't like it.
Oh, Ridley Scott didn't
Yeah,
like it?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which
We're on the same page with that.
uh,
Me and Ridley,
okay.
The
I
Ridster.
mean, me and Ridley are a little off on that one.
Yeah.
I feel like that one was better than the original, but
little diversion there. Both masterpieces. Anyway,
I haven't said my thoughts on this.
we haven't talked about a certain diminutive Frenchman yet.
Yes.
Same.
Okay, I'm anything but
Yeah,
diminutive,
yeah.
but my reaction to this is very powerful. Like, I'll see it. It's a Napoleon movie. I'm a history buff, sure, but like, I feel like it's gonna be fine. Like nothing,
think so?
nothing about this really jumps out at me.
It
It's
actually
like,
looked like good quality.
Oh, it's gonna look nice.
Yeah.
There's
well, I
no
mean,
doubt in my
But
mind.
battle scenes will be really good.
I can't
yeah.
wait till this comes
I
out as a
expect that.
4-hour movie.
You know, like
no, actually,
costumes. I love
I've
to
heard
be
it has a
good.
shorter runtime than House of Gucci.
wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Because this seems like this is like his.
Well, Napoleon just as a figure of history is just
Right.
I'm just saying.
Well,
really
it's-
epic in scale.
it's what-
I mean,
This
where
isn't
your
12
cutoff
hours
is.
long, and it's not directed by Stanley Kubrick. I'm out.
That's true.
right. But famously was trying to make a Napoleon movie and never
Yeah.
finished or never really started. But
No, he
Yeah.
started.
Well,
but not
yeah.
filming.
Yeah.
Pre-production is.
Yeah, but
He's
he's,
got, like-
also famous for taking like decades to do a pre-production on something.
right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Sam. Like, it looks nice.
Like it's gonna
but
be fine.
Yeah,
and that's what I expect out of it.
This is. I mean,
And
would
it's-
I be surprised if this was up for some Oscars?
Oh yeah, this
Yes.
is definitely getting Oscars.
Is
They
it-
love themselves a historical
Yeah.
biopic.
Is it going to get
Costume.
Best Picture? I don't know.
Like Joaquin's probably gonna get
Maybe.
a
And
best
costumes
actor.
is
No,
possible. Very
Costumes,
possible.
maybe some editing, but
Is he
Peer-
gonna get
picture-
a best picture
picture's the
win
question.
or nomination? Are you saying?
No, I'm saying no.
Oh, it'll get nom.
with
No,
the
it's a
field,
10
with,
10
with the field
movies?
being 10,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna
No,
get in
that's-
there.
Yeah, it might.
It's pretty
It might
deep.
Because
actually.
think
Yeah.
about
Just
what
depends
we've
what else
seen.
is out there and what else catches fire.
What have we
Right.
seen this past?
It's a
6
historical
months,
biopic.
So,
Nothing really is.
yeah, nothing really
Yeah, but
stepping out at best picture.
historically, though, the first half of the year doesn't really get a lot of Oscar.
No, I
buzz.
get it, but
Last year
just-
was different.
Just
Last year was
we're,
very different.
We're halfway through, and right
Yeah,
now
I
there's
know.
probably maybe one movie that I would say best picture, maybe.
But there's at least
And
like
that's animated.
three movies that'll be nominated that won't even be in a theater until after like December 15th. you
Agreed.
know, like-
Agreed. So look, I look at it as it's gonna be pretty, it's gonna be competently done, and you got some action. Hopefully, it's not like Northman style. Show me action in the trailer, but I get nothing. And
You got nothing out of Northman
Yeah,
for
he-
action?
I looked at the Northman
Such a
trailer, and I'm
weird
like, this
take.
is gonna be a
It's-
fight.
yeah,
This is gonna be
seriously.
a fighting movie
and we
for
only
an
got
hour and a
like
half, and we got maybe 15
60%.
I really,
fighting.
I
of that
really
movie.
feel it. What it was with like you was you didn't know what you were getting into,
Yes.
whereas we did.
No, you're right, and we talked about this. I didn't know the director.
Yeah, you like
'Cause
we
I
all
didn't-
went in going like, oh, this is
Oh,
gonna be an art house movie
This is
with
gonna
some
be
action.
a cool, weird movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's like you told me it was like the guy who did The Witcher and
Not The Witcher,
or the Witch,
The Witch, The
and,
Vitch,
and
The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? I should have known.
Yeah.
I should have referred to the director of the movie.
But there is
Speaking of
a
which,
lot
can't
of
wait
and
for
ever
Nosferatu.
since then, I've been looking for directors. By the way, guys, ever
right.
since then,
All right.
I've been
Then-
checking.
But
Okay.
that
That's
movie
good.
does have a lot of action in it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
That's
does
a
have
bad
an
take to say.
I don't know
that.
how we got on.
I was sold on something different, and I just
I know, but
Listen,
get
it's
it.
got William Dafoe and Ethan Hawke farting in it.
I-
How could this be a bad movie?
I don't know how we got on the
Anyways.
Viking movie again, but anyway,
And
I'm
yeah.
excited about Napoleon. You know, Ridley Scott, Joaquin Phoenix, who's weirdly doesn't seem to be given like a pretty like subtle performance, I would say, in the trailer. I mean, look, this trailer too, I have all the feelings that this is really trying to sell it kind of trailer.
Yeah.
Not
Oh,
to
yeah,
say
yeah,
the
yeah,
movie's
yeah.
good or bad or indifferent, but like they're really trying to sell it kind of thing.
yeah,
I'm not gonna get too over my skates on this one.
no.
So I don't get blown up by Napoleon on a fake lake.
I would not to
Try not to get Austerlitz.
not to go
Yeah.
back on the Northmen that we were talking, but this movie seems like it blew its load on all the action that it's going to show. Because I don't see this being an action movie. This is a drama through and through. This is about behind the scenes with some action. Like, I guess for Ridley Scott's movies, this is not Gladiator. Like, that's not what I'm expecting out of this movie. I'm expecting something a lot more of a talky movie.
I would think.
Gladiator's a pretty talky movie.
But
Yeah.
there's a lot of action in it, though.
See, I would think first,
But like battles
third.
are kind of a big thing in Napoleon.
I know.
I mean, he does come to power by being
The general.
Yeah.
a very
Yeah.
prominent
Yeah,
general.
I mean, like clearly they're gonna show Toulon. They're gonna show. I mean, yeah, obviously they'll show Austerlitz.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
they already
guess-
did. That was the lake one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna guess there's a. There's
We
gonna be
saw a little
Waterloo,
Waterloo in there
or a little.
because I noticed the British soldiers in squares, and that happened in Waterloo.
Yeah, I think. Look, I think the first third is going to be his as a general, so battles and building the name for himself, and I think the
Well,
second third is going to be what you're talking about.
It looks like it plays up a lot of what's her name?
Bolin. Not
Jacqueline?
Bolin.
No, it's
No,
No.
it's
his
Josephine.
wife.
Josephine.
Josephine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to play up a lot of Josephine, which can be interesting because he did divorce her to marry the Princess of Austria. So
Yeah,
that's going to be interesting how they play that out.
I mean, well, yeah.
But, like, where does this
Life's
movie cut
journey.
off to? Like, where does it begin? Where does it
Oh,
cut
it definitely cuts off at Waterloo because we
Yeah.
get some Waterloo.
I mean,
in that.
yeah, it can't not end.
And I'm
Saint
pretty sure
Helena.
that scene where like all the soldiers are like gathering around him and he's wearing the green vest, that's him marching back to Paris. I know a lot about this, guys.
No, I know.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Well, he had what, 2 runs as emperor?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I mean,
really one, and then like a little, 100
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
100
he
days of
technically
fun.
he technically was the emperor of Alba, but
Yeah.
oh boy.
Anyway,
Look, unpack a nice movie, and you know,
Yeah.
I'm just expecting like just a good movie.
yeah, at
Because
least
after like this year so far, just give me something decent.
I mean,
good.
I will
good.
say it's an interesting take where this seems to be playing up the Napoleon as a hero sort of deal rather than the
A villain.
Napoleon as the tyrant.
Well, they did say
They
tyrant.
mentioned tyrant.
Well, yeah,
but
they'll
yeah.
do the like ambiguous is he
Yeah.
a tyrant, but it seems like he's more like
Oh,
the heroic type.
Yeah, I would say a lot of this is like watching a trailer, and I don't know if like the subtlety is really going to be in the trailer.
yeah.
All right, can we move on?
Yes.
move on.
Let's talk about the real shit, dude. Let's talk about origin stories for movies based on books, based on whatever.
Okay.
Question.
yeah.
I'm talking about the release of Wonka.
Okay.
Timothy Chalamet. Yes,
Question.
Chris.
Why hasn't this movie been made already?
Because there's
Well, I think there's a lot of stuff with Roald Dahl's estate.
yeah.
Is that what it is? Okay. All right.
Probably.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I remember like that being. I mean, I know that's been a Tolkien thing for a bit.
I feel like this is one of the lowest hanging fruits of like IP to
I feel
do a
like
movie about. Right?
it's been. Well, I mean, this is the third Wonka movie.
Well, you
So
got Willy Wonka,
tech-
and then you have the
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which
Which
is
is-
Tim Burton.
Yeah,
which
sort of
does,
just a remake, right?
but it does go into his backstory.
Right.
So that it has been.
Who's
done.
seen that? Have you seen
I'm
that?
raising my hand because I was morbidly curious and wanted to get angry
Okay.
one night. It's bad. It is really bad.
I can 100% guarantee you without even seeing it.
Yeah. It ignores like everything from the books. Anyways.
Yeah, it looks like this completely redoes a
Yeah.
few things.
So this is directed by the guy who did Paddington and Paddington 2.
from the producers of Harry Potter,
From the
which,
yeah,
producers
which
of
like
Harry Potter.
Jesus Christ.
yeah, the 700 of them.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Let's not name the ones or which movies they
Yeah,
produced.
from the producer.
One of them.
Yep.
Yeah. So, which means this is a Warner Brothers movie.
Yes.
Through and through. So when I heard this being announced, I was like, eh. And then I saw it was directed by the guy who did Paddington and Paddington 2. And now I love those movies.
Yeah. Have we ever actually talked about them on the podcast?
Very briefly.
briefly.
I did briefly because I watched Paddington 2. when
He's
it
the
first
only
came
one
out.
who's watched them when they.
John seen.
I've seen
No,
both.
but it was after the fact.
Right.
So it
Yeah.
wasn't.
So, John, now that you've actually seen it, what do you think of those movies?
No, I mean, they're very delightful.
Yeah. They're
They're
nice
they're
movies.
really nice. Exactly.
Yeah.
And like also movies you could literally show anybody.
Yeah.
And they're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah. Young,
They're just
old,
very
it's
nice
just, They're
movies.
fun movies. And the slapstick comedy isn't like Adam Sandler slapstick.
Yeah, and it's
comedy.
not like I would even describe it as not being childish.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of fun and just yeah. I mean, okay, so look, the Wonka trailer kind of broke my brain. I'm shocked. I mean, I don't know how much Chalamet is getting paid for like Dune, but like obviously, taking a bag here to make this one.
Yeah, he better
Yeah.
get it being paid for this.
Because, like, dude, he's like seems like the least cool he's ever been.
Really? Okay.
His
all right.
acting
Yeah.
is so over the top.
I was going to
But that's
ask how
kinda
you
the
guys feel
point.
about him.
Is it though? Because this is a prequel to Gene
Wi-
Wilder.
Wilder was over the top.
Not like this.
Really? Wilder was pretty over the
Wilder
top.
was like
Yeah.
going for 11.
Yeah, but I don't know.
There was like this weird like pedophilia I was getting off of Gene Wilder in his movie.
Okay.
See, the way
Interesting
that
take.
what I got off
Hey,
of Gene
it's-
Wilder, whatever. What I got off of Gene Wilder's take in that movie is that the over the top wackiness
Open
is
your mouth, Charlie.
more of a front.
Chris is gonna Pizzagate Willy Wonka.
Oh my god. But like it's a front to who he actually is, and he
We need to
finally
see the
shows
basement
himself
of the
at
Wonka
the very,
factory.
very end of the movie. He shows who he actually is.
Gene Wilder?
Yes, where everything else is just a giant act. And this, it's like, no, that's his personality. He's like, ooh, and the fact that this is a musical too.
Yeah, is it?
It
is.
looks like
It is a
Okay.
musical.
It's certainly
People were
yeah.
dancing.
People were dancing, and the sets were. There was the main set, which made it feel like a play. It was like
A
in
square.
where the
Like a square, yeah.
where the
Yeah.
chocolate tears
Chocolate
were.
cartel.
Yeah, the
is.
chocolate.
Jesus Christ.
There is so much.
Do they have to
about
pay
this.
off the chocolate guild in order to transport chocolate?
When does
I just want to. Hopefully, Dune is still out because I want to get high on peyote, and just see both Dune, first Dune, and then this back to back,
yeah?
and just see what kind of movie my brain makes.
Do you think since they're like a chocolate cartel that they hire like a Benicio del Toro and Sicario kind of character? Because that would make this movie a lot more interesting. It's Warner Brothers. There's no reason you can't do it, guys.
And I mean, we're watching from this year. You're just combining IP.
Yeah.
All I will
Yeah,
say
we'll
is
get to that in a bit.
the Dune meme community has been going crazy over this trailer.
Yo, yeah.
Look, I can't wait to not see this movie.
Oh, this is not a Chris movie.
In every way, it's not.
So whether this is a terrible movie or one of the greatest movies of the past like 50 years, this is not a Chris
No,
movie.
it will never be a Chris movie.
I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. Because I
Yeah.
kind of have like, I'm not saying I'm expecting it to be good, but like the Paddington guy hasn't steered me wrong.
Right.
And like Paddington could just as easily be the piece of shit that I think Wonka is too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it could just have easily been as dumb.
Like, does it come down to, was the cast of Paddington able to overcome the director's like flaws? Like, and then this, it like, I just feel like Timothy Chalamet is phoning it in this movie.
Wasn't
like,
Ewan McGregor in Paddington?
No.
No.
Who was the main?
That was
guy?
Moulin Rouge.
No. Who was the main guy in
You
Paddington?
mean who plays the
was
voice of
Trey-
Paddington?
No. I
Ben
thought there was
Whishaw?
like a man.
No.
Oh.
The guy, the dad from Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know.
There's no,
Then
like,
I'm thinking
main
of something
guy.
different then.
Brendan
Okay.
Gleeson. In
Brendan
the second one?
he's in the second one, but
I
he's
don't
in the
know.
jail.
Yeah.
But like Hugh Grant plays the villain in Paddington 2, and you see him in this one
Yeah.
as the Oompa Loompa.
Well, directors go to.
Well, yeah.
their
I mean,
usual
was it?
slate.
Was it? What's her name? The
Oh,
Mrs. Brown.
yeah. Oh man.
Is Sally Hawkins?
Sally Jenkins. No.
It's Hawkins?
Hawkins.
Yeah. So Sally Hawkins plays Wonka's mom in this, and she was the mom in Paddington 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So I mean, you
She's-
are seeing some like connectivity.
She's not going to be in the third one.
She is not. I saw that yesterday.
Yeah,
And he's not
Paddington-
directing it.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm like, oh, it might be bad.
Maybe. Oh man, maybe.
Which could be a sign that maybe they're going to go back to it on the fourth one.
they're really setting up the fourth Paddington.
Exactly.
Guys, follow my logic here.
It's gonna be a Paddington Potter Wonka verse.
Oh God.
The poo. Oh man.
Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the Paddington Ultimate Universe, by the way.
Oh, okay.
We're designating that now.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if they can cross Transformers with G.I. Joe, they can do anything at this point.
I know.
So,
we'll get to that in a second.
My question is,
No, this one, someone's gonna hand them like a card, and it's gonna say "Rum Tum Tugger" on it, and you realize it's
God.
just a crossover with cats.
Oh, jeez.
No.
Just Idris Elba shows up.
as a cat, that was the weirdest thing I've ever had to see.
I will stand by. Honestly, if they had genitals, it'd be less weird.
I agree. I actually agree with that.
No, they do some like Dollverse or shit like that. But I thought Netflix bought the rights or something like that.
To cats?
No, to the Raw Doll stuff.
I have no idea.
Anyway,
But just one last thing on this. What do you guys think? Because we get the clip at the very end of Hugh Grant as an Oompa Loompa. What are your thoughts?
probably good.
Pass.
It was the one part where I was like, "This is kind of funny."
Yeah, when he was like, "Once I get started, I can't stop."
"Yeah,
I was like, "Okay, that's kind of funny."
Yeah, but Michael Pena did it better than Ant-Man.
what?
What?
He's like, once you put a quarter in him, you can't stop.
Oh, okay.
You gotta
This
let
is
their song fill
completely
it. Yeah,
different.
It's
What
a
are you
different.
You gotta let the
talking
song
about?
finish.
Chris has bad takes tonight.
Once he starts playing music, you gotta let it go.
It's a
right?
Oompa Loompa thing.
It's just like putting the coin in a jukebox. You gotta let the music go.
Anyways,
Man, this is.
I have no interest in seeing this movie.
I don't know if we're gonna
clearly.
get to Indy tonight.
You just need to examine Chris's takes.
Yeah. This has a very wide gamut of like how good or bad this could be.
what does your gut say right now,
Bad.
Sam?
Bad, but mediocre bad.
My gut says cat's bad.
Ooh.
Yeah, I my gut is saying this is going to be atrocious.
I don't think it's gonna be atrocious.
Nah, yeah.
I feel
don't
like
think
there's
so.
two. Like the Paddington guy knows enough what he's doing to like save it.
Right.
I think it's
I-
gonna be. The worst case scenario is like what Sam says, like mediocre. Like you can't even get mad at it. It's just
Yeah,
like
it's just
all the
like-
stupid plot points.
I,
that
I
we're
think it's all
expecting.
gonna hinder on the Oompa Loompa stuff. It's all
No,
gonna
I
be
guess-
on that hinge.
That's-
terrible.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
such a minor.
It's
thing
all
of
gonna
this.
be that. It's all gonna be that.
I know it's gonna be
this-
Chalamet.
No,
Yeah,
who
yeah,
cares?
oh, yeah.
Who cares about the chocolate
Did you know?
cartel?
Did you see how he's dressed as Gonzo in Christmas Muppet Christmas Carol? Same outfit.
Really?
Google it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Same jacket.
I'm telling you, man.
nice.
People are gonna love or hate the Oompa Loompas,
No,
and
this
that's
whole,
gonna be it.
This whole movie is going to be around Wonka and his mom's relationship.
Okay, that actually, when that whole thing, I was like, oh man, this movie's gonna suck.
Yeah.
That was that was like actually the worst part of it for me. Of like,
Yeah.
what is this Elvis now? Like, Mama, like what the like what is going on? I just
King of the world,
don't
Mama.
know.
King of the world.
Top of the world, mama.
Anyways,
Should we get into the movies?
well, John, you have some IP stuff.
Yeah, so there was a story ahead of the release of Barbie next week, 2 weeks from now.
So the embargo. So since we're recording this on Wednesday, the 12th, so the 13th is the embargo of the reviews.
Okay.
And then I believe it's the week after.
Yeah, you're right. It's not this week. Right. So coming next week, the opening of the Mattel Toy Box universe, I guess.
Yeah.
They're talking about how they are actively, I think the word was they're, quote, pursuing 60 projects.
Was it
which-
60? 60? I thought it was 17.
No, it was like an absurdly high number.
Was
That's
it
all
really?
like pre-production,
Right,
like
right.
spitballing. Like, but 60 is just an astonishing number of like just things they're trying to like.
We
figure
have
out.
list?
So we have a
Yes.
Hot Wheels movie from J.J. Abrams, which I wish I had the quote in front of me, but he was like that, like he calls like dark and gritty and shit.
Oh boy, I love those.
Yeah, not sure
Then
how
we
that's gonna go.
we also had, and I don't think this is related to Mattel, though Sean could probably tell me otherwise. There was a Barney movie that people
Yes,
are talking
that's
about.
Mattel.
That's Mattel
Yes,
with
it is.
Daniel Kaluuya. I don't know if he
Yes.
was starring and directing or just
I think
starring.
he's also directing. Cause
Okay,
like
'cause
I've heard about that where he's like it's all going to be about like millennial angst.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going
What?
on?
So it says, Kaluuya says he stated that he intends the film to be surrealistic and made for millennials with a style similar to A24's independent and highly original productions.
Yeah,
Yeah, good luck.
I'm out, dude. I'm so far out. Like, I can't.
Oh, and the Hot Wheels, quote, emotional, grounded, and gritty.
We did
Yeah.
just see Twisted Metal.
Those are the
Vin
three
Diesel.
things I don't want from a Hot Wheels movie.
Vin Diesel attached to Rock'em Sock'em Robots, which
Yes, I saw
actually
that.
kind of
100% behind that.
I feel
Okay.
like
100%.
But isn't
I don't
that
want
just
that
Real
from
Steel
JJ
again?
either.
Yeah, basically.
Well, yeah. So with Real Steel, I refuse to watch that movie until they acknowledge the fact that it's Rock'em Sock'em Robots. I refuse to see that movie. I'm sorry.
One of the heads did pop off, so
It's Rock'em Sock'em
It is
Robots.
Rock'em Sock'em
It
Robots.
100% is. Anyways.
it's yeah. It's got like weird over the top vibes too.
So, John, do you have any of the other ones? Because I actually have the list of 14
Oh,
of them.
if you've got them, dude, just
Sure.
fire
I
away.
will fire away. All right. So, first of all, no surprise here, a Masters of the Universe movie.
Well, they just did the TV show too, right?
Which was a
Kevin Smith did the
continuation
TV show?
of the TV show.
Yeah, okay.
So they're actually
So
doing
there's
a live
a sort of a
action.
market for it.
Right, I guess.
And a quote, that was the quotes.
Yeah,
So
okay.
let's call it
All right.
let's call it a market, but
So yeah, Kyle Allen is set to play He-Man, expected October of next year. Whatever.
That's pretty quick.
better be ready,
yeah.
ready to be
Quick
in production
turnaround.
soon.
Polly Pocket movie is coming out.
Don't even know what that is.
With
It's
Lena
the tiny,
Dunham,
It's the tiny little
everyone's favorite Lena Dunham, who was
Oh, my God.
yeah. See, Chris knows who Lena Dunham is.
Oh yes.
From Girls fame. She's
Very vocal in
very
politics and
vocal
all,
about
all that stuff.
not just politics, everything.
Yeah, no.
She's
I
vocal
said all
on
the
everything.
stuff.
There was my favorite quote, like thing from her is she was at the Met Gala and she went to go talk to Odell Beckham when he was on the Giants, like early days of him on the Giants, and he was just like, "Yeah, I don't know who you are," and kind of gave her the cold shoulder. She went on Twitter and just ripped him a new one, saying that he was sexist. How dare he not speak to her? She's like this important. It's like he probably didn't know who you were.
He probably doesn't know who half those people are at the Met Gala.
Especially like this was like his third year in the league. Like,
Right? And he was probably asked there by somebody else.
Yeah.
Right?
Like so, yeah. So she's been attached to write and direct this movie, with Lily Collins set to produce and star in the project. Major Matt Mason with Tom Hanks and Robert Zemeckis.
I don't know. Major.
I don't know. I have no idea who this is, but yeah, it's getting a movie.
Major Thomas Mason?
Yeah,
Is that
No, it's Matt Mason, isn't it?
it's Major Matt Mason.
Major Matt? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So
For some reason, I was thinking like Major Ground Control of Major Tom.
Oh,
sorry.
no.
Go.
anyways,
My mind's wandering tonight, clearly.
one of my favorites, Uno.
The
Yeah.
game?
The game Uno is in development with rapper Lil Yachty attached to potentially star in the film.
Look, if they can make a Ouija game,
Yeah, but that was a horror.
No, but
movie.
that's
It's
that's
completely
kind of a
different.
easy like thing to.
Because like all the urban legends surrounding that
Yeah.
game.
yeah, I
So,
get
play
it.
it,
like,
you open
They made
portals to
two.
the
I
nether.
think they made two, right?
Yeah.
Uno better
Three,
be
actually, I think.
5 hours long and just be a like psychological thriller about some friends just ruining their relationship.
Okay,
No,
see,
it's going to be
here's-
about the original owner, like
So
the
it's
Nintendo one. or
Here's
the
here's
Tetris
where
thing.
like Christopher Nolan really stumbles. He should have made 10 at the Uno movie with having to like reverse and like go back.
So it
That
says
should have just been the Uno movie.
it says here the project is expected to take place in the notorious hip hop scene in Atlanta, which is likely to attract other rappers and entertainers to the project.
Which is basically an ad. You know, if you want to be in it from Atlanta, come to us.
They're just all ads, man.
Here's a horror movie, Magic 8 Ball.
Yeah.
Magic 8 Ball, the horror
sure.
movie.
I mean, I'm sure there's already been a Supernatural episode about it, but sure.
Yeah, okay. Number 6 makes sense. American Girl doll. Whatever.
Maybe.
That's fine. They all have their own backstories. Like
So then there's all origin stories we can do for separate ones.
right, there you
There
go.
you go. That's like 20 movies right there. And sequels.
You guys ready for this one? Viewmaster.
Wait, is that the camera,
That's the
the
thing,
slidey
yeah.
thing with the pictures? Wow.
Do they even have those anymore?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do. It's
they-
not called Viewmaster
No,
anymore.
but it's kind of the same. Yeah.
That
Details,
better be a horror movie.
details have been under wraps.
all of these
Oh,
have
okay.
to be a horror movie.
Okay.
Like Little Polly Pocket, that has to be a horror movie.
There's another one, Chatty Catty and Betsy Wetsy, which are
Yeah,
dolls,
dolls.
whatever. And number 1, no, sorry, this is number 3, which is going to be huge in my household. A Thomas the Tank Engine movie.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
I'm down
Sure.
for that. Down for that.
That
But
makes
what
sense.
even is that though?
Oh,
You know?
I mean, the Thomas the Tank Engine is actually based on books.
I know.
no.
But like,
but it's not going to be
but
animated.
what is it? Animated? Is it
No.
real? Is it the?
It's gonna be
It's
like
a movie based on the kids' television series Thomas and Friends, which ran from 84 to 21.
Has
Mark
anyone seen the
Foster
movie
is
The
attached-
Train?
Mark Foster is
No.
attached to direct the movie, which is expected to mix both live action and animated
Yeah,
elements.
it's probably
Okay.
going to be the train itself is animated, but
Gotcha.
CGI train.
or sorry, CGI.
Number
train.
2, we've
What
got
a
Big
ripoff.
Jim. Yeah, not much is known about Big Jim.
I don't even know what that is.
It doesn't
And-
sound like Big Bad Leroy Brown.
No.
so-
And number 1 is Matchbox.
Yep.
So
Match-
Did I say Hot Wheels? I think I meant
You s-
Matchbox.
no, Hot Wheels is getting its own movie.
Wait.
But isn't Matchbox the same thing? Right? In
Uh,
Matchbox
Hot-
Cars,
yeah,
right?
Hot Wheels the movie.
yeah.
Scroll all the way down to number 1.
There's a different one.
It is Matchbox.
What's the difference?
So Hot Wheels is bigger cars, Matchbox are the smaller ones, like Micro Machines.
God, didn't they make a Monster Trucks movie?
They
Like, I
did.
feel like
The
these
monster
are these are
inside
gonna-
of a
these
truck.
are
It's
gonna
on.
both
It's
fall
on
right into
HBO
that
Max. If
area.
you want to watch it.
I've tried watching.
I don't think
it.
that's
It's
gonna happen.
really
Yeah,
good.
right. I tried watching it. I made it 2-3 minutes in. Couldn't deal
Chris,
with it.
the monster's in the truck.
It's just all super depressing, man. Then I saw the Wonka thing, and like I just
Yeah.
Man,
out,
man,
dude.
movies. I don't know. I just don't know what's happening.
Do you-
Like I don't know what's happening. I know that we made the good movies last year because of COVID, but like, goddamn, guys,
Do you guys
put something out.
do you want some good news when it
Sure.
comes to IPs? So The Rock, we all know The Rock and his failures at the box office as of late.
Yeah.
So it seems like he's going back to a franchise that helped him start his career.
Skyscraper.
No,
Mummy.
way before then.
The
He's
Mummy.
doing
He's
Mummy
doing-
again.
He has signed on with basically the entire original cast to do another Mummy movie.
As
Really?
the Scorpion King.
He's coming back as the Scorpion King.
Wow.
Look, I'm sold. If
I'm sold.
if
Oh, so
Rachel Weisz is
she's
in
in.
it too,
Rachel
she's
Weisz,
in.
she's
I'm
in.
sold.
Brendan
Done.
Fraser.
So
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser, as of when I read the article, was yet to confirm.
Oh,
but
come
there's
on,
no,
just
there's
do
no
it.
way he doesn't.
No, well, he needs to tone up a little bit, but yes,
Well, yeah.
just fucking. Oh man, I'm in 100%.
If
in.
Brendan Fraser's in, I'm in.
All the money.
Rachel,
Take all the money.
Rachel Weisz is in it. Like she was out of the third one because it sucked. So the fact that she's in it, the guy who played Jonathan, who was in the beginning of The Last of Us, he's signed on. Omar, what's his face? The like Egyptian guy.
Yeah.
Like he's signed on.
No. He. Oh, okay. I know.
Not the
I
Mummy.
would,
Yeah,
okay.
not the
Yep.
Mummy.
All right.
So yeah, they all signed on. So like, oh my god!
Let's do it.
Let's
man.
do it. This needs to happen.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
What about the Mummy guy isn't signed on
No,
yet?
not as
or,
of yet.
Okay.
Which I mean,
Which I don't. That's
Right.
okay if we don't go that
Right.
way. But
what if this Mummy movie just focuses on the Scorpion King? I'm okay with
They
I'm
that.
down
got a
for that.
battle a bad CGI version of The Rock.
Well, maybe we'll get a good version of CGI.
look,
Rock.
I just, and we'll get into this in the movie we're going to talk about. But like, get back to that humor from the first and second one. Like, get back to
Yeah.
that.
I mean, granted-
it's not really slapstick, is it?
No, but it's quippy, but
Yeah.
like
But-
not
yeah.
in a bad way.
Yes.
Not
Just like mainlining some fun.
yes.
Yeah.
It's an action movie with some quips.
Yes.
Not a quippy
Give me
movie
a fun
with
movie.
some action.
Where did you
it's
see
a
this, by the way?
Fun movie.
I forget where I saw it. I've seen it from multiple sources though.
Okay.
Can't name any of the sources.
I mean, sources are usually just same, like multiple articles linking back to the same fake article. But
Why don't we lead with that?
Sorry.
yeah,
I mean, I wanted you guys to start on a low note and then be like,
All right.
oh, maybe there
Now
is
let's
hope.
finish off on another high note. Can we move on to Asteroid City?
yes, Sam. We saw this movie together.
yeah, we had a little date night.
Did you guys sit? How was your movie going experience?
Yeah, that's fine.
It was fine.
Sit together or seat in between?
I think we did in between.
Yeah, I think there's a seat in between.
Yeah. So Asteroid City. I should have gotten the number. New Wes Anderson movie. Not really new. It came out a month ago. It's already on video on demand. Which is just how Universal does it. Anyway, this is not the super easiest movie to describe.
Yeah, it's kind of somewhat meta kind of story that's like there. So like the whole point of it is that the story of Asteroid City is technically a play.
Right.
And so you're watching that play, but you're also watching like behind the scenes stuff of the making of that play.
Right.
But that
a documentary about the making
but
of
the making of the play plays out like a play, whereas the play plays out like a movie.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So
This is the ensemble movie, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
let's
yeah,
let's
it's
call
every
it.
Wes
Let's call
Anderson
it.
movie is
They
ensemble.
just all are at this point.
Sorry, I'm just trying to place which one.
Yeah, no, it's a Wes Anderson
So,
film, so
Sam-
it's an ensemble.
Sam
film.
described the framing of the movie, which, you know, if I go back to like Grand Budapest Hotel, is like technically like three things within each other, but it's not really. It's like really just like one sort of narrated story and then, you know, the actual story itself. Like it's not really like bouncing back in between
Yeah,
to the
it-
same extent.
It's not as confusing as I described it.
Grand Budapest Hotel? Or
No, this one.
Ooh, I don't know. There's times. So, Asteroid City definitely not my favorite Wes Anderson. There's so essentially what the play is about is this like what young junior scholar like winners are going
Yeah.
to this asteroid
Impact area.
site that's been studied by scientists to get like a scholarship award, and it's their families, and the main family is the dad is Jason Schwartzman, who's a war photographer. This is set like in the late 50s,
Yeah,
or something
because
like
like
that.
they talk about Korea, I think. So.
Yeah. And his wife just recently died, and he's sort of trying to lead his family with his son and three daughters.
Three daughters.
Three daughters.
The witches. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And they're going to go out and on their way meet their grandfather, who's in California, who's played by Tom Hanks, which
Yes.
was probably going to be Bill Murray, but Bill Murray got like minor canceled. Anyway, so yeah, so basically, I don't know. It doesn't even really matter what happens.
So,
like, I gotta
like-
explain 20 characters to like explain the whole movie. So.
Yeah. So like you very much get the vibe that this is supposed to be a movie about nothing. Mm-hmm. Like we even have that like moment where like he walks off stage, big quotes with that. Schwartzman's character, he's kind of playing two characters because he's playing the actor and the character.
Right.
And he's just like, I don't get this. And like you kind of get the vibe from that whole scene of like, you're not really supposed to get this.
Right.
But the problem with that is a movie about nothing is still a movie about nothing.
Yeah, there's not a lot to grab onto. And look, I'll be the first to admit, like, when I saw French Dispatch, which was his previous one, I was like, I walked out of it and I was like, oh yeah, cool, funny movie. Not really, like, getting the bigger themes, but then on a second rewatch, like, yeah, a lot of it really hits and, like, you kind of, like, get it more. Like, especially there's this great third act with, like, Jeffrey Wright with some really, really sweet stuff in it. But I don't know if it's there on this. I haven't rewatched it.
Yeah.
I definitely will plan on it. I don't know if I'm gonna really try to dig super deep into it. I don't know. It wasn't as funny either, which I think
it had some
made
like
it a little
funny
tough.
moments, like Jeff Goldblum showing up just randomly was kind of funny.
Yeah, because Jeff Goldblum was credited as the alien, and I'm trying to figure out how is he going to be in it, because you do see... So essentially what happens at one point is an alien shows up, and the little community that they have, this little, you know, literally like in the middle of the desert, population 12 kind of place, like, you know, they get quarantined, and then it's like a fair kind of thing, and, you know, it's just the sort of like hysteria, like very classic sort of like... Almost like kind of some themes of like what happens like some Spielberg movies like Close Encounters sort of thing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Not like really like, oh, this is that, but it's like, you know, sort of those kind of themes. Just sort of hysteria. But yeah, I don't know. It was more about telling a story, which I don't think when I was first watching it is what I was like paying attention to. So maybe I wasn't as clued in on it.
Yeah. But like it's still like nothing really happens. Like there's strings there,
Yeah.
but we don't pull on any of them, and like some of them are kind of interesting, but then it just kind of just ends.
Yeah, and there's nothing really. I mean, like this. There's some stuff with like Scarlett Johansson that's like a little bit interesting. Who she plays?
Yeah,
She plays in the movie or in the play. She's an actress. Like she's like a film star.
yeah.
Who's, you know, accompanying her daughter to this thing, and she kind of has this, I don't know, sort of romance with Jason Schwartzman that pops up.
Yeah, they have a little quickie affair.
Yeah,
while they're stuck.
essentially they're quarantined for a week, so that's sort of like where the movie takes place.
Yeah. And like the way I've described this to people is this movie's like offensively Wes Anderson.
Yeah. Well, it is and it isn't. It's, I don't know, it's definitely very cold in the way that like some of his movies can be.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
like,
Everybody's talking very monotone kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's no like actual like underlying warmth like what I was describing before to kind of balance it out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, a lot
like,
of people...
But like we have these like moments where we could have had those warmth, like
Yeah.
the scientist who like never had any children, but you can kind of get the vibe that she's taking these kids under her wing. Mm-hmm. And then that just doesn't go anywhere.
That's who, the Tilda Swinton?
Yeah, the Tilda Swinton, yeah.
I mean, you do have that scene towards the end where Jason Schwartzman talking to Margot Robbie, and essentially, like, this is sort of like when they're outside of the play.
Yeah.
Because she was, like, the wife, his, like, wife that
But
they had a scene
they got
together,
cut
like,
out.
a cut for time or something like that.
Yeah, but like we get that, and it's like, okay, this feels touching, but like, how does this deal with anything else? Like, it just doesn't tie into anything.
I know.
And we've already been like kind of introduced it, like you could be like, oh, is there some underlying romance here? But they're like, but did we kind of establish that this actor was gay and having an affair with the writer?
Yeah. Well,
Which didn't go anywhere once again.
Yeah.
It feels like this is a kind of failure due to too many characters.
Yeah. Well, no, not even too many characters. I mean, I wouldn't even say characters, just
like,
they're not really getting anywhere with them.
Right,
Yeah,
because you have like real people, and it seems like you have the actor version of that person.
Yeah,
and just
I think it's for me the framing device just like didn't work well, and Yeah, it's also an hour 40 and feels very long for an hour 40, which is like
That's
not a good
that's
sign.
not a good. Yeah, that's not something.
Especially, I mean, look, I'll be the first to like acknowledge like there's a lot of things that like I give like an extra like couple points to just because they're like an hour 45 or something like that as opposed to like 220, which is just everything we got to see these days, but including one that's coming up in a second. So yeah, it was not my favorite. I think I'm definitely I'll rewatch it. I'm sure it'll probably be a little bit better on a rewatch, but it might not be. But I'm Sam. Anything else you want to touch on?
No, it's just like my whole feeling of this, where it's like it's all sizzle,
just
no
didn't-
steak.
Yeah, it just kind of didn't work.
Yeah, it's just like
Just
there's
comes
nothing
down to
here.
it.
It's very stylized, and the style looks kind of nice, but like there's nothing here.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna go 6.5.
Oh, I'm going 6.5 too.
Boom. There we go.
Where it's like I didn't hate it, but like there's just nothing here.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to the feature presentation now. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. The final, maybe?
That's
the last.
yeah.
This is the last Indiana Jones movie.
Yes, our third final Indiana Jones movie.
Can I, really quick,
Sure.
hated the fact that they didn't use the Indiana Jones logo for the title. Like when they flashed
Oh, the intro.
title.
But it was
Yeah.
nice seeing the text.
It
though,
was weird.
of the. Well, I forgot what one it was, but like the original text.
Yeah, but like when it said Indiana Jones, it didn't show like the logo Indiana Jones like we all know from.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I don't even
like,
remember that. I missed
there
the
were
Paramount
like
2 minutes
Mountain.
in.
There were enough callbacks in
yeah.
this
Oh,
to
yeah.
kind of make up for that.
Really? What were the callbacks?
I think
sorry.
the text. I think the text was a nice touch because it was one of the originals, and then I think like the flying on the map with the lines and everything. That was
Yeah.
a callback. Like
That
that
was
was
a
nice.
callback.
And it was like a simple
also, it's
thing.
like you kind of needed that. Like,
Right.
if you
Well,
didn't-
is that a callback? That's just what an
That's-
Indiana Jones movie is.
yeah, it's like
But
a
I don't think they
lightsaber
did
showing
it
up in a
Crystal
Star
Skull,
Wars
though.
movie. Like
I don't
I'm
think
pretty
they did
sure.
it. in
No, I
Crystal
think they
Skull.
did. I think they did.
Okay,
I'm pretty-
but it was nice
Yeah.
seeing that again. You
Okay.
know, because it felt a little bit more of
I guess that's like a comfort zone kind of thing.
yeah.
I guess. Anyway, Indiana Jones Kingdom of
Kingdom.
Kingdom
of the Last
Dial of
Crusade.
Destiny.
yeah, and the Dial of the Last Crusade. Dial of Destiny starts off with a very lengthy prologue set during World War II
Yep.
with some de-aged,
De-aged.
De-aging.
CGI de-aged Harrison Ford, and we'll get back to the prologue in a second.
Okay.
And then the movie essentially shifts to
Like
1969.
69, 70, somewhere.
Right.
No, because the Moon Man.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like
Moon Day.
I don't know when that parade was.
right.
Okay.
So late 60s, early maybe
Yeah.
very early
At
70s.
least at the earliest 69,
Right.
Yeah.
like late 69.
No earlier than July 1969.
Somebody was explaining to me, the parade was in the summer. So why was he teaching?
Summer school.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
the
Or-
assumption was
well,
in college, like summer credits
So
type thing.
Do they say when? So when was the parade?
The real parade, I guess, was over the summer.
What? But like.
Yeah. Well, it's clearly in the
when?
summer, I thought.
Right.
Like in
Doesn't
the
matter.
movie. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So
Well, yeah. Whatever.
yeah, so I guess we'll start with the prologue, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So de-aged Harrison Ford.
De-aged
This
in
is where-
appearance, not in sound, and not in voice.
Yeah,
This is
okay.
where we fall into this
That-
like first
Yeah.
controversy.
So de-aged when he's in the light looks a little odd. When it's actiony and like things go,
It's
I-
all blurry anyway.
I didn't
Yeah.
care. I didn't mind. When he spoke,
Yeah.
it was so noticeable that he was old.
Yeah.
Where I feel like at the end of that prologue, when he's like a little out of breath, it kind of like disappears a bit because you could be like, oh, he's out of breath. He's tired. Whatever. That's why he sounds like that. But when he's first captured in the beginning,
He's
like
very raspy.
so raspy and just like he sounds tired. And you're like, oh, yeah, because he's 80.
yeah, but I'm almost desensitized to it now.
Oh, I'm not.
Given
I'm
how
not.
many
Should
we've
you be?
had, like I know, should you be or should you expect like perfection.
at
We're
least
not going to
with-
get that.
At least with the Mandalorian, they quote unquote de-aged Luke Skywalker's voice.
It sounded weird, but at least it
Right.
sounded like it was coming
See,
from
exactly.
him. At that
But I
time.
think the problem was the syncing of the lip movements with the actual words didn't fit.
For which one?
Luke and
Yeah.
Mando.
Oh, yeah, that-
No, it
that
sounded-
that
yeah.
simply just did not match. Like they were
Right.
off a fraction of a second, where it
Right.
just looked a
Well, because it
little
was
weird.
a different actor standing there
Well,
versus
no,
a different actor.
Yeah, we know what
doing
it
the
is.
voice.
It's just,
But in this, I'm
But-
pretty sure it was
yeah.
Harrison Ford delivering those lines, and they just went in and de-aged him.
Right. Yeah.
So that
Look,
it's different because
it's-
one is you're trying to sync.
when
two
I
different
saw
people.
when
I
you
didn't
see
find that-
1945
Yeah.
or whatever it was, like you know what you're gonna see.
Oh yeah,
It's almost like
Well,
you expect
yeah.
it to
And
be
they,
not great.
They even said that they were going to de-age him in this.
well, they
one.
released didn't they release the first 20 minutes of the movie?
I don't.
And
Did
I
they?
think they just
I don't know.
released the
I-
first
I
clip.
I mean, we
try
did
not
get
to
like
watch
some
those.
de-aged Harrison Ford in the trailer. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, okay. For what followed in the movie, and this is not necessarily the prologue itself, we could have just skipped the whole prologue, dude.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I feel like that was
It was a
not,
long
didn't add
prologue.
anything.
Well, can we?
Well, it gave that like subtle like this is going to be about Christianity and Jesus and stuff with the spear.
the spear, yeah.
But then like obviously that's not what the title's all about. So they were like, and
Right.
it's a fake.
Well,
and the best Indiana Jones movies deal with Jesus and religion, whereas the worst
Well, I mean,
ones.
the arc was not deal with Jesus, but, yeah.
I said
religion.
Yeah,
Religion.
Abrahamic religions,
Yes, there you go.
Samuel.
yes.
a monotheistic religion. If
Almost
you will.
almost makes you feel they should have gone with like a Muslim artifact in this one, because
But,
we got Judaism, we got Christianity, we gotta get the
Yeah.
third.
Right.
Look-
So, but
well, and you have what's the Temple of Doom one? Is that
No.
That's not
Hindu.
Abrahamic.
That's not
right?
Abraham.
No,
That's not a
but
monotheistic.
it's sort of religion based. What is that?
well, yeah, but it's just
It's
like
that's like black magic.
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
close enough.
because he's ripping people's hearts
Kali
out
Ma.
and sacrificing
Close enough.
them.
Look,
no, it's not.
I think
Not
this is
close
where my
enough.
first comment is
Okay.
about the movie holistically.
Yep.
I wanted to see the spear movie.
Yeah,
I would have
think
loved to see
yeah.
the spear that killed Christ, like how that kind of played out.
Well, I don't agree at the moment that it happened, but knowing now what the Dial of Destiny movie is, sure, I would
Yes.
take it.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean after watching
Yeah.
this.
So I think the thing that makes the prologue most unnecessary for me is just the fact that the whole movie is just them being chased,
Yes,
and it's
lots of
2
chase
hours,
movies.
and it's just
Like,
so
yeah.
like I went with my dad, and that was the first thing. He's like, a lot of chasing. I'm like, yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
first line
Yeah.
of my notes from when I remember.
Yeah.
People chasing people,
my,
chasing people.
My coworker went to see it last week, and when I told him I was going to see it, he's like, "Lots of chase scenes." I was like, oh, "Okay, sure." And then I sat down and watched it. I was like, "Wow, that was a lot of chase scenes."
It is rather moving. The movie itself is like not stalled anywhere. It's just constant.
In
does-
defense
it is and
of this
isn't.
movie, that is an Indiana Jones movie.
right?
That's-
But I don't
Like, think back to Raiders. Think back to
Yeah, but it was like non-stop in this movie, and like
yeah, but like once again, that's an Indiana Jones movie.
But-
It's
but-
all chasing.
No, but the
Yeah, but the other chase movies are like fun.
they're interesting, fun, and they're not quite chase. So like the thing that comes to mind is
There's a lot of
in The Last
investigating.
Crusade,
Yeah.
where he's on the tank. They're not being chased by the Nazis in that scene. He's like being captured and like attacked by them, and he's
Yeah,
like
he's
fighting.
confronting them.
Yeah,
I mean, it's chase-esque.
chase adjacent.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something about an 80-year-old man just running all the time.
Well, you know,
And he's not
there's
running
that element
towards
of it,
anything. He's
too.
running away from everything.
Yeah.
And but okay, so it's really weird. First shot we see of him in quote unquote present day of him obviously not de-aged is him on his chair in his underwear.
Right.
And he stood up and I was like, he does not look bad for 80.
No, he doesn't.
No, he's not.
He looks because I was expecting a lot more sagging.
Yeah, Andy's crashed
I-
in
I
like two
wish-
buildings in a plane. So yeah,
It would have been interesting if it was more about him being old.
Yeah.
Like, it just really wasn't. They sort of like threw a little like, crouton in there of like, oh, what's he gonna do with his but it wasn't really about him being old. And like, I get that that's like not how you sell a $300 million movie. Not that the other way seemed to really help them either, but I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit of a missed opportunity, or at least could have been something new and interesting or a different take on it, as opposed to like, let's just sort of make Last Crusade again, but make Indy, his father this time.
Yeah.
And then just throw a short round in there for good measure.
Okay. I want to get into Teddy. Why did they look at the notes from Temple of Doom and everybody being like, yeah, Short Round was not a good character, and then being like, let's just carbon copy it. Let's just do the same character over again.
I don't know if Short Round's terrible.
He's not good.
he's like-
Short
he's
Round
not-
is not terrible. Short
He's
Round,
not the worst character.
In retrospect, I agree now.
Yeah.
Especially with the last two movies that have come out. Yeah, he's top tier because of the last two movies.
Well,
No,
no,
but
more
even-
just like his Steven Spielberg's wife is just like terrible in that movie.
oh,
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, but even then, Short Round provided like a nice, not sort of levity, but like a force against some of the antics. It was just because, it was nice because that you think I think that dinner scene in Todd where it's just, it's you can't do that with Indiana Jones. The lady and Short Round are doing that together. Just the comedic factor and the grossness of that.
Yeah.
You need something. You needed something to offset, but this new
For them
one-
just to be like, yeah, let's just add a Short Round, which, then we get to the whole. So we pretty much go from, we got the prologue, we got New York, we've got Morocco, we've got the boat. They're technically like in Spain for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
They're in Greece for like 2 seconds. Oh no, they're in Greece for 2
It's
seconds.
Greece, yeah.
He's a Spaniard. And then they go to Sicily and
Yep.
then really go to Sicily.
Then they go to Syracuse.
Yeah, exactly. Then they go to Syracuse.
Now they go to Magna Graecia.
Yeah.
Anyways.
He's pulling out the history today.
Yeah, he
Oh, yeah.
he's banging that out.
Did you guys not notice
loves
everything
this.
we're talking about has been like period pieces?
Well,
Everything.
that's a whole other discussion of like no one makes things contemporarily set anymore. But let's so I thought there was probably I said already we could kill the prologue. Even then too, you could probably like get rid of Morocco. Like, why did we have
Yeah, you
Morocco?
didn't need Morocco.
You know what the problem is with the chase scenes? None of them are particularly good.
No.
That's really the thing, is none of them are particularly good, and we just had to sit through an hour and a half of like chase scenes.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's just like so not necessary beyond a certain point.
It's also very confusing who the
Is being chased, is
like,
chasing them.
who's chasing who, and like 'cause-
Well, that's why it's people chasing people chasing people.
right because
there's always a third party
it's a
somewhere.
Right.
CIA operative,
Yeah, they don't really
and then
answer
it's-
with the CIA thing.
Yeah, and then like Mads
goes
Mikkelsen
nowhere. Yeah.
is working for the CIA because he worked on the
Werner
Apollo
von
project.
Evil.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
well. I mean, he's essentially some guy involved in the Atlas rocket program,
who
which
did
Werner
not
von
age
Evil.
at all in the previous 20 years.
yeah, like barely.
Yeah, that was
Like you look at Harrison Ford
choice.
then and now, and then
I
Mads
do think he's
Mikkelsen,
de-aged, by the way. Mads is de-aged a
It
little
does
bit. in
not,
the
he has
thing.
like longer hair.
He just
and it's
looks the same.
Yeah.
though.
yeah, he just looked like he had like
Well, I think
longer.
Casino Royale is
yeah.
like 20 years ago almost.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
never
And
I think his
that's-
career started later too. I don't think he was a young.
No.
His career started when he
Well-
was young.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Casino Royale was one of the first movies he did in English. So.
Yeah. But like
He's a great villain too.
Oh yeah.
that's all
Just
he does.
Oh,
Holes.
but I mean, come on, like him playing a
typecast.
not like how was that never? I mean, he is Danish, he's not German, but
But-
like how is that ever not going to work?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I wasn't worried about that at all.
No.
And I thought it was. I don't want to get to the very third act yet. But
Okay.
like, yeah, no, I thought he was fine in it. I thought Harrison Ford was fine in it. I actually
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
the Phoebe Waller-Bridge was like decent in
She
it
was
too.
okay.
Really? That didn't work for me.
She was
It just wasn't.
fine.
It
I,
didn't
like-
work at all for me.
Was
I
she-
the only thing that was hard for me was less in her performance and more just the general writing. Like I kind of didn't understand what her character was trying to do.
Look,
Yeah.
what her end game
And I don't
was.
necessarily put that on her, but
Yeah, like she was pulling
Yeah,
off
the
whatever
end
they were
game.
trying, but like what they were trying just didn't make
like
sense.
she was just trying to sell everybody and their mother more or less.
Yeah, but like at the same time, I don't know. Like it felt like she was on Indy's side at some points, but then other times she was on her own side.
But
then
you never knew
sometimes
that.
But like there was no real connective tissue to
reason
any of
for
her.
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
like why is she doing any of
Yeah.
this? Like, okay, is she like trying to get back at her father? Is that what they're trying to
yeah,
say?
even
here?
right,
Or-
and like
She's got gambling debts. Okay,
there's a lot of like
fine.
through lines from like her relationship with her father and her father's relationship with this thing that you could draw to Indy and his father and the
Yep.
Grail, right?
Yeah.
Which is why like this is almost like it's not like the Force Awakens carbon copy, but it's
Right.
very, very similar
Oh
to
yeah,
Last
yeah, yeah,
Crusade.
yeah.
Which is just hilarious of them being like, "Oh, we got to end it again. Let's just pick the out of the 2 times we've tried to end it before. Let's pick the one people like the most."
Yeah.
See, I didn't like how they had not a throwaway line, but there was kind of a one-liner that she cared for the boy, but I didn't get any of that at all.
Oh,
Yeah,
Throughout
no,
the-
it-
throughout
if
the
you- if
thing.
you
Her
wanna talk
relationship
about-
with
Which-
New Short Round was just like, okay, he's just
Yeah.
there.
Well,
And
the
even
thing,
then,
too-
he wasn't. Even then, he wasn't that funny.
no.
The stuff
And
with like
her
the Moroccan
stuff wasn't that funny either.
Yeah, the stuff with like the Moroccan crime lord too is like a thing, and then they're chasing them, and then it's not, and like
And
it's
If
like,
anything,
what?
that was
Why is
more
this here?
Indiana Jones to me
Right.
than the other stuff.
It sort of was, but they didn't go anywhere with it. Like it was just like,
why is
okay,
this here?
got to chase them now. And then you're right, Sam, with the CIA and that like agent who's like following them, and it's just like very poorly defined, like who Boyd Holbrook and like the other like henchmen are or whatever.
yeah,
Like the
yeah.
guys under Matt, like who actually. Like, what is their relationship to all of this?
Yeah, and
I
like
don't-
that doesn't really
Right.
come through until
like
the
they're
very
don't
following
even-
him for what?
You don't
Why?
even.
Yeah.
You could cut out her and the fact that he is working with the president or working for the U.S.
Yeah.
and still get the same end result in
Yes.
the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
it
could cut
didn't
out
really-
all of that.
Yeah.
Because you don't need her to chase after the dial in
Yep.
the university. You
Like-
could just have the 2 German guys and then just skip all that.
Just
stuff.
have them be like neo-Nazis.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think they were trying to give it a little bit of it, like, because, like, that's kind of obvious. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, I know.
Wait, but,
Neo
like,
time traveling Nazis. Point in
Right.
fact.
well,
Well, we haven't gotten to that,
I don't know. Do we any other? I mean,
No,
not that we.
I
have to
will
wrap
say
it
this.
Up, but-
Speaking of throwaway lines, just having Shia LaBeouf die in Vietnam was
yeah,
kind of
right.
funny.
I was so happy with that line.
Look, you know what? After watching it, though, I'm like, you know what? I'd prefer him over
No,
her.
No.
no.
No,
1,000
But
times.
it's just
no.
she did not
hilarious.
swing on vines with monkeys.
I swear, I was shocked when I came to the realization as you guys.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm like, you know what? He actually had a nice give and take with Indiana Jones in that movie, through all of its faults.
Really nice.
Okay.
Compared to this one, yeah.
No.
Chris is just with the takes tonight.
I'm just telling you. Look, I'm just saying it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it.
All right.
So after Morocco, we get some underwater scenes and some
right,
Antonio
Antonio
Banderas.
Banderas.
Antonio
shows-
Banderas shows up, has like 5 lines, and dies.
Yeah.
It's a very weird choice.
Yeah.
Why hire him?
It looks like a
Banderas?
very
He's not
expensive
even.
choice.
He's not even like
I don't even
doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just doesn't have a leg.
Like it's not like he's got 5 lines, but they're killer
Right.
line. Like no,
No.
like they're just.
why is Antonio Banderas in this movie?
I don't.
Or it's like
I just feel like
unless
they
he
felt
had a-
like they had to.
like
have
he
someone.
walked onto the set one day sort of deal
Yeah,
where it's
right.
like, oh, he's here. Let's just throw him in the movie. Like,
right.
no.
I thought it was going to be the captain
like-
from the ship,
It's like
where
I thought it was
Miriam,
too.
Miriam
Yeah.
and
right.
And then I was like,
Or picked up
oh
by the
wait,
sun.
no, it's Antonio Banderas.
Yeah, but like Sam, kind of like how Daniel Craig wandered onto the
yeah, that's
Force
what I was
Awakens
thinking.
set,
Where they're
and
like, throw him on a
"Hey,
stormtrooper
why not?" Yeah.
outfit.
yeah, it almost felt like that. Like they just didn't cast this guy, and then like in comes Banderas. He's like, "Hey, I'm in town for the next month, just hanging out." They're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, you
I'm
want
just
to?"
on vacation in Greece?
yeah.
it's
which
probably
like,
the one movie they shot in location. Is that. Or the one scene. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
they shot on.
I think they shot a lot on location actually. Well,
Is
I mean,
they?
New York's in London, a lot of the Mediterranean stuff I think was
Oh, all right.
at least in
Like,
some form. But
would it be kind of interesting if we just had like some like throwaway lines of him being like, he's fought on like the Republican side of the Spanish Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Give him some kind of depth.
Yeah,
of a
where it's like
character.
that's why he's in Greece now.
right?
Yeah.
And it's like,
That would make sense.
and it was like,
Yes,
okay, that
let's
makes
blow-
sense for
let-
Indy.
Let's blow up
sorta.
this movie even
But
more.
I'm wondering if he had more scenes and lines, but they cut it.
They cut it. Yeah.
Maybe.
That would make sense. Like
Maybe.
you just said, Sam. That would make sense if that was in the movie and they watched it and they were like.
But I did check the
Eh.
flag. It was a Spanish
Republican?
kingdom flag, so
Okay.
not a Republican flag.
Of course, you would check the flag on
It
the
did
boat,
not
Sam.
have purple, Chris. It is
Yeah.
one of the few flags with purple
With
in it.
purple. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
yeah.
God, you were such nerds.
Yeah. What's the podcast called, bro?
yeah, that's true.
All right. So
Yeah, there
Let's
was that
do-
whole scene, and then they go to Sicily and find the dial, and
and
this
roll
is
back the clock.
so okay. So up until this point, the movie's been fine, long but fine.
Well,
I've been okay with this movie up until this point.
okay. Yeah.
It's so I look
It hasn't
at,
been insulting.
right.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's not like
But it hasn't been good either.
No.
No,
it's been fine.
It's right.
Sure,
Fine.
sure, yep.
it's like
fine.
it.
Which everything is
Bosses-
just fine these days.
Exactly.
It's no different than a lot of the stuff we see. Anyway,
Yeah, it's a $300 million budget fine movie.
then we take a big turn.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we go back in time. We use the Dial of Destiny, which originally, what's actually his name? It doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't.
Mads Mikkelsen's character wants to
Yeah.
use it to
Werner von Evil.
Yeah, Werner von Evil wants to go back to not help Hitler but kill Hitler because and have like the actual fix the war to make the Nazis win.
All right.
Yeah.
So now that we've introduced time travel, not a bad plan for a bad guy.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm like-
hold on.
It's like an interesting plan where it's
The
like,
bad guy's
can I-
plan or the fact that they went back in
The
time?
bad
Can
guy's
I
plan.
can I
Okay,
say
okay,
this?
all right.
I was so disappointed we didn't kind of see it happen.
I kinda wanted it
wanted
to.
to see what he was gonna do.
Right?
Yeah.
If
yeah,
you're
but
gonna
like at the
end-
same time, we've already got
No,
Hitler
but if
in
you're going
this
to end Indiana
series.
Jones, you end in what? Going back in time or fighting Nazis?
Why not
Back
both?
in,
Why
by
not
no-
both?
well,
Yeah.
okay, fine. Going back in time to wherever the hell they were.
I don't know.
At the fall of
1939.
Syracuse or whatever it
Yeah.
was, or go back and have them fight Nazis the one last time.
Fight
Like,
Nazis
you
one last time.
Back
Yeah.
in time, fight Nazis one
So
last time.
instead of going back,
The Continental Drift
psych.
threw everything
No,
off.
but is
No,
that
it wasn't,
But that's
though.
a red herring, though, right?
Yeah.
What?
I feel like
Because-
that's a red
Oh
herring.
yeah, because that one line later on.
Right, because
Yeah.
anyway, they go back to the siege of Syracuse, go talk to our boy Archimedes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they go back in time, and there's fucking arrows being shot at a plane.
Dragons.
Yeah.
Ballistics and
I mean, like, aren't the Romans just ancient Nazis?
They did both had eagles. So
yeah. Once they go back in time, and I was like, oh god, they're at the siege of Syracuse,
Like-
which they mentioned early
Yeah.
in the film.
I thought we were gonna get like some classic Indiana Jones where it's like almost plausible deniability kind of deal.
Yes.
Where it's like
right.
It's like, okay, this is like a bit weird, but like also Indy had his eyes shut during the opening of the
Ark,
ark,
yeah.
so he doesn't actually see any of
Right.
that. Or like the Holy
It's-
Grail, where it's like, yeah, it has these supernatural abilities, but like not crazy supernatural.
it's just a hint of magic, It's like
Yeah.
you're putting the cayenne pepper on just a little.
Yep.
Just a little.
Yeah.
You're
Not this one.
No, this is full interdimensional beings.
I would not go that far. That still stings.
No, it's still pretty damn.
It's
pretty
dumb,
ridiculous. This
but
is so-
interdimensional
so
beings
stupid.
still stings.
All right, I'll just say it this. You're absolutely right, Sean, saying the movie was fine until this, and now it's insulting. I'll tell you what, though, I was kind of like, fuck it, let's just see where this goes.
I was
Like,
in the
let's
same
just
boat.
no one cares anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Let's
was like,
just do be the
I already-
stupidest fucking thing.
I
we
already
can
got
think of.
interdimensional beings. You're not gonna ruin this for
Yeah,
me.
but
this is-
interdimensional.
but then
I
it
could
becomes-
have waved that off. You
So,
know,
the second this has happened, I'm like, at first I'm like, I want something better than Temple of Doom. I wanted
Yes.
that.
Okay.
It
Which is
wasn't going to be better
referenced-
than the first
which
or
is
third.
referenced in this movie.
Yeah, I mean,
because when they're climbing to get to the tomb, Archimedes' tomb, he mentions the whole like guy ripping hearts out of your chest.
yeah,
and
that's
whatnot.
whatever. But still, like I was expecting something better than Temple of Doom, and you know what? I don't think we were there up until this point, but this is definitely not.
No.
Definitely did not.
I
hit
was
this.
hoping for better than Crystal Skull, and that's what I got out of this movie.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
if,
true.
If
That's
Crystal
true.
Skull didn't exist and this came out instead, and it was like, this is the last indie movie, I'll be like, fine.
But even then,
I-
time travel.
Time travel is
It's
it's
just-
so, and look, not just time travel, like that major of time travel, like not just like, hey, let's go back in time with more Nazis, because Indy's at his best when he's fighting Nazis.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Like during that entire scene, I'm like, you guys are so lucky you have Nazis here right now. Because if there were not Nazis, I would hate this. But like just seeing Nazis shooting like Romans and shit,
Yeah.
kind of digging it.
Yeah, like it's like I put on my Fast and Furious glasses.
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yes.
and just started watching like it was that. Like it could have just been Ludacris and what's the other guy?
Tyrese.
Tyrese.
Yeah.
They could have been flying that. They could have been flying the other plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? But look, what do you mean there's Romans, Roman? Anyway,
At that moment, I'm like, I want the spear movie.
Oh, yeah.
At that moment, I'm
The
just
Spear
give me the
movie
spear
sounds
movie.
so much better.
It seems a little
I
bit
hear
more
ya.
Indiana Jones, like a lower key, sort of mystical.
Yeah.
Not full fledged
yeah.
time traveling Nazis.
And I'd like to say that the movie gets less dumb when they go back, when they return from back in time. Oh, actually, before I get there, the movie's also not helped that this is now the, like, in the last, 3-4 years, like the 20th time travel multiversal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just, we're just so done.
We're gonna move on from
I'm
this, guys.
so fucking tired of this now.
No, what do you guys think about, before we finish the final section when they go back? What do you guys think about him wanting to stay?
He
to me
is-
that
It's
isn't-
kind of predictable.
to
Yeah.
me that isn't Indiana though.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there, Chris. Like, it's odd that he's just like, but
It really didn't
I get
set
that
it
he's
up.
tired.
Yeah,
They
I
didn't
think
set
it's
it up,
plausible, but they did not set it up enough.
if the
Yeah.
whole movie was set up like he was just tired
And out of
he's
place.
just
Yeah.
done. Yeah, he doesn't fit in with this world anymore. He's obsessed with his
Again,
work.
about him being old,
Yeah.
which like they never really do.
Right. So like if they set that up, that whole "no, I'm staying here to die" scene, that would make more sense.
Right?
I did like the resolution of just knocking him out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I did
Okay.
think that was pretty
All right.
Indiana Jones.
Sam and I went to go see this last night at it was like a 4:15 showing in the afternoon. We sat down and Sam and I were by far decades younger than like the average, like most of the people in there.
Did you guys clap when he got punched?
Okay, so when he got punched, there was a dude in the front who was laughing for a
he
good
was
like 5
vibing
minutes.
with that.
Seriously?
Laughing hysterically, thought it was the funniest thing.
And like,
I do think it was the funniest part of the movie.
like
really-
it worked.
really-
Wasn't-
it really
it wasn't
was.
much.
He was belly laughing.
Yeah.
Like this was.
I wasn't laughing during
hysterical.
this movie.
Oh no!
Oh, neither was
I
I.
laughed at all the other ones, incling Crystal Skull.
I never
I
laughed at
can't
Crystal
believe
Skull.
I'm going to say this, but
I
I
never
did.
laughed at that movie.
I would have just been doing like the Cape Fear laughing the whole time.
But like it was. So our theater was pretty packed.
Yeah,
too.
Was it?
Seriously?
packed.
Yeah,
Really?
it was like all like boomers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because they shuttle them in from the homes on Tuesdays for discount movie night.
No,
Or,
no.
yeah, discount movie
I
night.
mean, there were some people who needed assistance sitting down.
No, I know. This is
but-
what happened with me
but-
and Christine when we saw The Post. We
Oh,
went on
really?
a Tuesday night,
Oh,
and
God.
and it was like it's already been out. The Oscars are
so
already.
this is like the thing there.
this is the thing they
Okay.
do. They
No,
shuttle them in. The
But
theater
that's
was
not
packed
what,
with old people.
That's not what happened to us because
No.
it was small groups of people everywhere. I think the biggest group was like 5 people.
Maybe.
But it was just so weird because they were all vibing on this movie.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, they were laughing.
Well, because they
were
didn't see
cheering.
Crystal Skull. That's the-
No, I guarantee you they did because these are people who grew up with Indy.
I don't know.
These are people who grew up with Indy. Why would they go see
Let me
this?
tell you this: they definitely don't remember Crystal Skull.
Yes.
It's a good
yes.
blackout movie. Like, just forget.
If it
Yeah,
wasn't
anything
so
this.
insulting, I would probably forget about it. But that hurt
So,
to watch.
You want to know my controversial take on this
Here we
movie
go.
is?
Here we go.
I didn't hate this movie.
Okay.
It's fine.
It's
Yeah, I don't think anybody
like-
really
Fine.
hated
Like
it.
I'm surprised that I didn't hate this movie. Like I went into being like, oh, I'm gonna hate this movie, and I came out I'm like, I didn't hate it.
Yeah, there was parts of like the Phoebe Waller-Bridge character who like I thought I was gonna like really hate her, and it just wasn't the
Like
case.
she was playing it well enough, and she was like charismatic enough. Where
Well, they
it's
made
like,
it sound like she was like woke in the trailer when like she wasn't. Like the like it's called capitalism is because she's the like lying thieving capitalist.
Yeah.
Like she's she went the other way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The one
It's-
part
I
where
don't
you
know,
would
it's
have
the same as
laughed.
everything else.
The one, and speaking of the trailer, the one part where you would have laughed was in the trailer, the whip scene on the table,
yeah.
What
Oh,
where they all
and
he whipped them, but the guns
when
came
he-
out.
Yeah,
Oh, I
the
guess.
crowd went crazy. for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But I'm like,
I
if you
didn't
not
think it
watched
was
the
that
trailer,
funny.
No,
the
but-
trailer's been
yeah.
on everywhere. It's
Oh yeah,
in that trailer.
But our crowd went nuts for that part.
It killed in the room.
It killed in that room, not literally, but
Yeah,
figuratively.
thank God.
Well, it seems like you know from the box office, those are the only people who showed up to watch
Seriously.
this.
Can we talk about the epilogue, the last
Yeah, the
sort
last
of
little bit. So he comes back to
he comes
modern,
back.
quote unquote modern day.
right and
With a, I guess a flesh wound.
yeah, Wombat's there, her little buddy's there, Sulla shows up, and then Marion,
Yep.
who's not in the movie before then.
Right. Although her
And-
picture is, and she is mentioned.
Right.
None.
And it's just so unearned for me. I was just like, no, not kidding. This is
Really,
We're
I
not
was
doing this.
I was fine
Right.
with it.
And you know what's even
It was fine.
worse? You know what I found even worse than that? And that just topped it off. I'm like, this movie's not really that good. It's just we know how they close the circle around
Oh,
his
yeah,
hat,
the
and then
hat
he takes the
and
hat.
grabs
I'm like, just close the damn circle.
No, but you
We're
know
done.
what's gonna
yeah,
happen.
you gotta
No.
grab the hat.
You got to do that.
No, you
Yeah.
close the thing. We're
No,
done.
he grabs the hat. I mean, it's that like maybe he's not done, but no, he's done. He's 80. Like he's not coming back for another
no,
one.
well,
what's her face?
that just
who
leaves it
did
open
Marion?
for like 20 years
No.
later.
He's not coming back. He'd be 100.
No. Somebody else takes up the mantle.
No.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
They tried it with young Indiana Jones, and that never took off. But
Somebody
there's-
else will play
there's a-
Indiana Jones by
no.
the time we die. Somebody else will.
What's a better chance? That happening or a reboot?
reboot.
Well, it'd be-
Reboot.
if you're recasting, it would be a reboot.
No, but you're saying like somebody will pick it up in 20 years,
They'll-
like pick up.
No. It would.
There
It
will-
would be.
there
It
will
would be the
be-
same thing. It wouldn't be.
I will say after Harrison Ford passes, they will then start talking about rebooting Indiana Jones.
There will be another Indiana Jones movie in 25 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guaranteed.
It'll be a reboot, not a continuation.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it would continue it. It would be. It would
Okay.
be somebody else takes up the hat.
Yeah.
You know.
Or maybe it'll just be too problematic. I don't know. I mean, seriously, though. Like, might be.
I don't think we're running into like estate issues like we are with some of the other
No, man.
IP that. You know.
Yeah, well, Lucas sold the estate. Like, he sold all the
Oh, it's all
IP.
Disney now, man.
Yeah.
Disney owns everything.
Big Diz. Anyway, yeah. Any final indie thoughts? This is it. This is our goodbye.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the previous two movies came close to. I mean, I've just seen like a lot of people like posting the last still of Raiders, where like it's just them riding off in the sunset with horses. And it's like that's fucking perfect, man.
Yeah.
With the theme song going, the theme song doesn't even come in until the very end in the credits.
Yeah.
No, it does come up a
Does
couple
it?
times. Yes, it does.
Like you
I
get
don't-
hints of
I
it.
didn't
Yeah.
even remember it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did listen to the soundtrack before I watched the movie, and it is a John Williams soundtrack.
Speaking
And-
of
Has
people
his
who are
hands in
like
everything.
90.
Well, I mean, he did all the other
I'm
four,
just-
so-
Yeah,
I'm
but you
just
can work from home. if you're
impressive.
composed.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, yeah, he does Spielberg, he does Lucas, so obviously he's doing a movie produced by the two. But listening to it, it definitely had a Star Wars-y kind of feel to it, and not really an Indiana Jones feel, which was odd because I did not like his work on the most recent trilogy of Star Wars. So it's a weird take.
There
to
wasn't
have.
anything to really
No.
hold on to. I mean, like the
And-
prequels really had.
and
good
that's
songs.
been my problem with George Lucas of the better part of the last 20 years. Not George Lucas, of John Williams of the
Williams.
last 20 years, is it just all sounds generic that he's doing now. Like he's just out of ideas. Whereas
Well,
compared,
I would say 10 years. I wouldn't say 20.
so like what?
What's 20 years?
Like
2003.
Munich would fall into that, and that is like a awesome soundtrack.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll listen to it tomorrow.
Like it's got like a really somber soundtrack.
We should just do Munich one day.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
I'm all about that.
Yeah, you all wanna be
watch the
sad.
movie, not kidnap the Israeli.
National team.
Let's all do a Munich.
We've been really getting to Black September lately.
I think what shocks me most is just about this whole like ordeal with this movie is how low or how high Disney expected this movie to turn out, and when in reality you're not.
No, this is Disney's
it's a
second
flop.
bomb.
Yeah,
Second
it's a big
bomb in a
one.
row, which really quickly talking about that. So the last one was Elemental, which was released on the same day as Flash, which was also a bomb.
Yep.
But Elemental at the time was worse than the Flash, like by far. And now we are almost a month in on both releases, and Elemental is like about to pass the Flash
Yeah,
in box office.
look,
Elemental's the kind of movie that would have legs, though.
No, it doesn't though. That's the problem. It's
Yeah,
bad.
but like you get a bunch of parents who are just
no.
like,
They're all waiting for the online.
Did we ever? Did you guys see that one?
no. So that,
I'm waiting online.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll wait online, but that movie
That's how
is
they get you now.
directed by the guy who also did The Good Dinosaur. So
Yeah.
he has literally directed the
I
two
know.
worst Pixar movies.
Two just massive bombs. Indiana Jones has. Now that we talk about the economics of this all.
Yep.
Gross to date. This is Wednesday, July
This
12th.
is just over 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, just about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
255 worldwide, 128 domestic.
Yeah, and this costs what, $300 to make?
Yeah, 300 to make, probably another 100 at least to market.
Yeah.
So like that's a $800 million break even.
Yeah.
Not going to
looking
happen.
good.
Hey, maybe just stop spending $300 million on movies.
Which I feel like is actually going to be the trend.
Yeah.
Because you look
Yeah,
so
they
I
might
just
aim
don't
for-
understand
With-
how they
yeah.
can sustain. Like it's just you can't.
The Flash and Elemental both had a very similar budget of $220 million. So you've got 200 million there flopping. You have this is just 300 flopping. Like at some point, these companies are going to say, "Okay, we're not spending that kind of money anymore."
And these don't need to
Guardians
be-
didn't hit $1 billion either.
These don't need to be 2.5-hour movies either.
No.
Like you cut out a quarter of it. I know
Yep.
it's not going to be perfect. And look, Harrison Ford got paid a shitload to do this.
Yeah.
Like that is
Which,
just
I mean,
is what
good
it
on
is.
him. I
right?
mean-
Sure, obviously. But like, dude, make it a quarter less for a quarter less. Like you know, you're still going to sell the same amount of tickets.
Yeah. Do you think next year? So next year, you guys think we'll see, or do you think
I think
2025
it's
we'll see?
yeah, it's probably
2024,
2025,
2025.
especially
Yeah.
considering how big these movies are and how long they take to get going. But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, who's signing off on a $200 million movie right now?
Yeah.
Like,
Other
unless
than
it's Avatar.
Disney and
Marvel,
Universal,
Marvel.
or Disney and WB.
I
don't know if it's a
okay.
but what's a
WB
slam?
is definitely going to drop in budget because
Yes,
I mean
they will. No, they
who's
will.
the
But
guy
what's a slam dunk Marvel property though? You would sink $200 million into
right now it would be Spider-Man.
It's not even Marvel.
anything Spider-Man.
It's not even
or
Disney.
or
though.
like an Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So an ensemble.
Yeah, but
movie.
even then, again, Guardians didn't hit $1 billion. It hit like 800
But
and
it's
change.
But
it's
that's-
Guardians.
yeah.
Though.
No, I know, but
that's got some legs behind it.
but that was like one of the franchises that could have hit the B again.
did it ever hit $1 billion?
I don't,
don't
think it
think-
ever did.
I
I
don't
don't,
think
think it
so
ever
too
did,
ever did.
But like this is one of the properties where it could have
But-
been one of the Bs.
But it made money.
oh, it made it. It made
So
money.
Yeah.
like that's all that matters is that it made money, and that's kind of the thing with these movies is it'll make money,
But
and then in the back end it'll make money off of
But
on
it's not.
demand
But
and
that
whatnot.
doesn't
I
offset the
don't-
budgets
but
for you.
I don't know if it totally does. I mean, I don't know. It's the economics of all this is like bullshit
yeah.
to begin with.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, look, a movie is not only taking money in its theatrical run. Like,
Right.
it's-
Agreed.
There's a lot of stuff
which,
now. Like,
which
I don't
is
know.
why we're dealing with the whole writer strike.
Right.
Is,
which
you know,
that
Well,
does
that's
not seem
it's
like.
not going to
No.
go away anytime soon.
Yeah.
no.
It sounds like the actors might be.
Yep. We might have a
Joining 'em.
full strike of the business.
Yeah, well, the directors, I guess, so. But yeah, I mean, like, you can't do shit if you don't have actors.
Right.
How pissed are they going to be when budgets start getting slashed by 2/3?
It'll happen.
It's gonna. I mean, I don't see even without the strike how it doesn't happen.
Like, I can't wait. I cannot wait for this to happen. Like I'm hoping that one year there's no budget over. There's only one movie that has 200 million or more. And
Well,
that's
it's
it.
just-
I can't wait because
it's
then you
really
see
crazy.
then you see real quality of directors. Like, can you do this for 100 million? Can you do this for 50 million?
Right, but we're also going to fall into the we don't have the budget to do good stuff.
right.
So the product will suffer.
So and it's gonna
Point
look
out
like
to me,
shit.
but
Yeah.
point out to me a
Like we think
movie that was
CGI's
good
bad now.
oh yeah, no.
yeah, but
like,
point out to a
yeah.
movie that was good this year that was over $200 million.
I have no idea off the top of my head.
Right? It's. I mean, Mission Impossible, mate, probably, but
I mean, yeah, Mission Impossible.
But again,
is that over 200?
I don't know if if it is. It's definitely a COVID like
Yeah.
start stop.
Well, it's a two-parter, so
Yeah.
I'm wondering if like the budget
combine.
would be
Yeah,
combined.
yeah.
Then there's other stuff too of like they started filming before knowing who or how it ended. You know,
Yeah.
like so yeah, that might be a weird one. I don't think Oppenheimer's not a $200 million movie. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. July's gonna be interesting between Mission Impossible, Oppenheimer, and Barbie.
Well, Mission Impossible comes out
It's out.
now, yeah. So Wednesday today, which is an odd day for it to come out.
I
It
think
was out.
Barbie-
I think it actually was out yesterday.
I think
it was
Barbie's gonna
because of
hit
the
flop so bad.
availability of the IMAX screens because
Okay.
it's going to get kicked out for Oppenheimer. Mm-hmm. So Tom wanted to get his big bang for the buck on that, which I'm planning on doing. I'm going to go see that in IMAX. 'Cause I've never seen any of those in theaters, and this is shot in IMAX. So I'm like, yeah, screw it.
I have not seen a Mission Impossible since the third.
I've watched all of them.
Yeah,
I just watched all of them. I binged them all.
Now I'm
I
gonna
like
quiz.
'em.
Now I'm gonna quiz you on them
Okay, yeah, do it. Let's
because
go.
it's so ridiculous.
Let's go. Have you seen them all?
Multiple times,
Okay.
but I still can't. I can't decipher which one's which.
one is which. No,
I
I know. I,
can't
know what
do
the
it.
first one is. I know what the John Woo one is because it's so
Yeah.
weird compared to the rest of them. The
Yep.
second one.
Yeah, it's like a Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah. No, really though. And then the JJ one, sort of no, because it's like shitty TV directing. But 4, 5, and 6 are one movie.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, except for the fact that Renner's not in the last one. That's really the only difference.
Is
but I
he
don't know
not in the
why.
last one? I
No,
thought
he's not.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. The movies are bleh to me. So, okay.
I like them. I mean, they're good for what they are. They're not like incredible.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right.
They're like 4 out of 5s for me.
Well, the new one is a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
right now,
That's
so.
that.
Which
give
is
it
hilarious.
a few days.
No. I mean, this. Do I see this coming down? Like maybe to 96%, but like this falls into the
Yeah,
Top
it's good.
Gun Maverick,
Yeah.
where it's like, yeah, I enjoyed it, but like if you sit down and dissect it as a movie, you're like,
It's like,
eh,
yeah, it's not
it's not great.
96 percentile.
Right. It's like if you gave it a grade, would it be an A plus? No, God no.
No, but everyone can agree it's a B.
Yeah.
That's what Rotten Tomatoes is.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
anyway.
Can we give a rating for
Let's
our
give a rating.
Shit, yeah,
Dial
we
of
didn't
Destiny
even-
movie?
Yeah.
I don't think we gave. We
Yes,
did
you
get a
did.
rating.
We did.
It's 6.5. For
Sam
Asteroid.
Sam goes first this time.
I'll say like a 6, 7.
And John.
6-8.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Like
damn,
I
we're
didn't
all-
hate this movie, but
No,
it wasn't
was
good.
fine, and
It's fine.
It was
It's too
better.
long.
They're all
It's-
fine.
Oh,
it's
it was
too
100% too long, but it was better than the interdimensional beings.
It probably would have been if the third act wasn't as dumb
Yes.
as it was. It probably would be like a 7-2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we
Do you want to ask the real question now?
Okay.
rank them?
Yeah. What's the ranking?
Are we in agreement that 1 or 3 is our top
Yes.
two
Let's rank them.
choices?
Let's
Yeah.
rank them. Let's rank them. All right.
I got 3, 1,
Yep.
Okay.
Same.
2,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then this, and then
Yes. That's
Yeah,
the
that's-
same
that's
as-
my ranking.
That's my ranking.
I'm like 1 and 3 or like 1A, 1B.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
fine.
yeah, I'd agree. Yeah,
And there's a
I'm-
big jump between 1, 3, and 2.
Right. And then a big
And then
jump.
a big jump after Dial of Destiny
Yes.
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. It just
This is like not super far from Temple of Doom. I just like Temple of Doom a little bit more.
Remember how in the Crystal Skull movie they got the geography wrong too, for an archaeology movie? Well, the falls, the waterfall that's in Africa they had in South America.
Oh, but it doesn't. Yeah,
I know, but it's just like one of those. It's like the movies about archaeology. Like at
they
least have
time
something.
traveled, Sean.
Oh, okay.
And there was
no.
aliens in
They
that
didn't time
movie.
travel. There were no aliens, John.
Interdimensional beings, point
and
in fact.
that line, them saying they were interdimensional beings, is what put that over the edge of like this movie is so insulting. I cannot forgive this.
They're not aliens. They're
They're-
interdimensional
they're-
beings.
Point in fact, the guy said it.
Yeah. They
He
didn't
said
say
it
they're
that way.
aliens.
He said it that way, and
Yes.
it's just like
The
there's
fact-
nothing worse
yeah.
than a British person telling you you're wrong and you're being stupid for
and
guessing wrong.
This movie gave us John Hurt, and it was like, but the movie's gonna suck around him.
And he's gonna be crazy.
He's
the
gonna
whole time. He's
but
gonna be like incoherent.
I want him to be like. I would
And he's
going
going
to
be
see that movie.
sober and normal to deliver the worst line
Yes.
ever in an Indiana Jones
Yes,
movie
yes.
or franchise.
franchise history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I will never forgive Crystal Skull. I will never rewatch it. It like was it the
Can we
line
tell-
what it lives rent free in my head.
Yeah.
because of how bad it is.
Can I tell our Crystal Skull story, or at least what I remember most about seeing that? Because
Yeah.
we all saw it.
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
I don't know if
theaters.
Chris was there.
Opening night too.
Crystal Skull?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think you were
Oh,
with us. No, I think you were in New York at the time.
Maybe.
right?
I don't know.
Okay, but it's definitely us and a couple
Yes.
other people.
Yes.
I just remember going home and like we don't live far from the theater. We live like 10 minutes away, and like 5 minutes in, we're like, yeah, it was whatever. And then I just remember Sam being like, okay, that movie sucked, right?
Like reality check, guys.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, you're right.
It was like it looked bad, and the acting was bad, and the writing was bad, and the interdimensional beings. It's like it's just a bad movie.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Like so this movie definitely did the same kind of like color scheme, but it didn't feel so like slap in the face.
Yeah, it's not as crazy.
Yeah.
I've seen some like comparison. I guess too they changed the color palette from like theatrical release of Crystal Skull to like
Yeah.
what's on Disney Plus, but yeah, like it's less green.
Okay.
But yeah.
It was bad.
That's a
and
lot of
Where do you
green.
put Crystal Skull in episode 9? What's better or worse?
oh man.
Crystal
Crystal
Skull is
Skull
worse.
is better.
Crystal Skull is worse.
Crystal Skull is better.
No.
I think I don't know. I haven't seen Crystal Skull.
9
honestly
was
enough.
awful.
Nine-
guys.
nine killed
9
me.
was awful.
9 like sucked like it was a dementor sucking the life out of me.
Yeah.
See, I would say so. Episode 9, Star Wars Episode 9, is a bad movie, a really bad movie, and almost insulting to the franchise. But it was so bad, I enjoy it.
No, but
okay,
it was
well,
the culmination of a
But like
trilogy
somehow,
that was
okay,
awful.
somehow Palpatine has returned is worse than interdimensional
Well-
beings. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no,
Here-
it's lazier.
Here's the thing. I
writing.
think for me, it's an age thing because when Crystal Skull came out, I was still young. I, still had hope in this world.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And like that crushed me.
Yeah.
Whereas by the time 9 comes out,
Yeah, but you're
I'm
like
jaded.
numb to it.
You
I'm
knew
broken.
it.
No, but the thing is, in 9 they tried to write out 8.
Yeah. Oh,
Whereas
yeah.
this,
Yeah.
they didn't do
So
that.
in-
They just kind of
but here's the
accepted
thing:
it for what
you
it
had
was.
2 movies prior in Episode 7 and 8 for Star Wars to know what you were going to get in 9.
But that's like-
you knew
but
what
that's
you were
like
going
the
to
But
get.
frog-
none of
the
those
frog in
are
boiling
anywhere near as
water
bad as 9.
conundrum.
No,
though.
I agree, but it's setting up how bad 9 is going to be, especially the way that 8 was, which is very polarizing, even in this room. Sam, you gave it a decent review compared to.
interesting.
Yeah.
No, it's terrible.
But Pierce Brosnan said it best in Dante's Peak.
Oh, God.
It's like the experiment with the frog in boiling water.
Right.
You watched 7, you knew it was bad. You watched 8, you knew it was bad, and then you watched 9, and it was just awful.
Yeah.
Whereas if you simply just watched 9,
Yeah.
and you threw yourself in, you would have just been, "This is awful."
Oh yeah. You knew what you were getting into in 9. Whereas Crystal Skull, we sat down in that movie theater going, there really was no the internet isn't as big as it is now with movie reviews.
I remember the reviews being like, not this is a train wreck.
Right.
Yeah.
So I remember sitting down being like, I love Indy. The first movie, the third movie, great movies. Didn't see them in the theaters. I only saw them on reruns on like TNT and stuff like that. But great movies.
Oh, you probably did
Loved
see him in the theaters. You
No.
were just
Nope.
in your daddy's.
Nope. No, God, no.
Oh, he didn't go.
No, those are not
Our
my
dad?
dad.
No.
Those are
It
not my
Seems
dad
like one of
movies.
those like guilty pleasures you would have watched.
Nope.
Not my dad.
Too fun.
Yep.
Yeah, too fun for him.
It's like there's not enough talking and like history stuff. What's up with all this action movie?
If they ever made a
Anyways.
Foundation movie, he'd be the only one in the
What
theater. for
was your
multiple
dad's favorite
viewings.
Spielberg movie? You think?
Close
Don't say
Encounters.
Schindler's List. Okay.
Probably Close Encounters.
Yeah, I feel he liked Close Encounters, right?
He did.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Which is even surprising for him.
Yeah.
Because he didn't
But-
like Saving Private Ryan, right?
No, he did.
Oh, he did
Oh, he
like
did?
Saving
Okay,
Private
all right.
I'd actually say Saving Private Ryan was probably his
Oh yeah,
favorite.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But when you said what's his favorite Spielberg, I was thinking of the sci-fi genre.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Saving Private Ryan, weirdly to me, doesn't pop out because it's
It
not
doesn't.
like classic.
No,
Spielberg.
like it's a great Spielberg
Yeah.
movie, but like when you're
It's
saying
like Munich.
Spielberg,
You know. It's
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, he made that too.
Okay. It wasn't Jurassic Park.
Wasn't BFG?
I don't think he ever saw that.
It was
I don't
the
think any
post,
of us
guys.
did.
I did. I did see.
You did see
Yeah.
BFG, yeah.
CGI heavy.
All right.
Anyways,
we should probably just wrap.
Yeah.
This one
All right,
up.
yeah.
Yes.
All right. So that what are we doing next week? We're gonna try and do Mission Impossible.
If anyone else wants to see it, I will.
We'll try and shoot for it, and I think
Maybe I
Secret
should
Invasion
just see
is
that
not going to be
movie
done
with
yet.
no
so we're
context.
not gonna-
We have
we're gonna
one-
hold
You should go
off.
see
So-
it.
after
You'd
next
like it,
week, we have
probably.
one
I
more
don't know.
week.
And one more week. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll do Jack Ryan quick take next week. We'll do Mission Impossible if we can.
Okay.
The Blackening is out.
Oh, on demand or
I think you rent or buy, maybe. I think you buy. I'm probably gonna do it.
Okay.
if you pull that trigger.
If I
let
buy
me
it,
know.
could we do watch party?
I will.
If you buy it,
100%
sure,
down.
we'll do a watch party.
If we could, because I think I could buy it on Prime, right? And Prime
If-
does the watch parties.
Oh.
I'm thinking of my neighborhood, and I'm like, might not work. But I was gonna say, like, if you buy
Outside.
it, yeah, do it outside on the projector.
Maybe not.
But then I was
Could we
like,
get a
oh yeah,
setup
the
where we all
language.
have headphones or something?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Anyway, that's gonna be for next week. So if you like all the episodes, you can find them on Podbean, iTunes, Stitchers, all the streamers. If you like
There's no
us,
more.
you can send us a message on Facebook, facebook.com/2. That's it for us for this week. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.